From my experience, the word December is a curse. And February ain't no better, actually, it is worse. And I was born in that month for whatever it is worth. But my dad died in it, so I spent my birthday in the hearse. So when I write this verse with no time to rehearse, the outcome of my writing reflects my feelings that's been hurt. I deflect my feelings of hurt with no feelings at all. But who am I kidding? I've been feeling it all. Ever since I was 7, 15, and 23. And when I lost my father and Christine, I lost me. But I think I lost myself way before I lost my mother. I lost my whole family without ever losing a brother, without ever losing another. I've been cast aside by my family, but now I'm casting another. I got no one else to hold me up like a sling. And it's hard not to care when I'm on my heart on my sleeve. So when I'm alone in the shower and I get the chance to sing, I sing the songs that come to heart to help me sort out these feelings that releases dopamine I listen to eventually when I am free. I listen to the songs that lift up my voice and freeze. Let's frame the name of the game that I play. I can't find no pleasure in playing no 2K. So what I do in the meantime, the in-between time, is write myself a song and find myself between the lines. My life out in these rhymes, that's why I never cast aside the products of a poem. Not even a haiku, a song, and no rap or dialogue that I have within myself. So when I speak them to my wife, it's like I leave them on the shelf. They don't go nowhere else. I just keep it in the family. The one that I've been casting and the one that has been carrying the burdens of my sadness of the ones that I've been burying, like my mother. But even she only knew a few of my secrets. And yet she took them to the grave, but no longer can I keep it. The thing that has been burdening my life is this depression. I know it's not uncommon, but it is my confession. I've been playing the role well. In my sadness, I've been dressing like a salad or a body. But now my secret's the one in question. I have much more to say, but before I do, I need to make sure that I'm being clear to you. My whole thing is that depression is something big, but not everyone can see that, so they downplay it with the stigma of being weak-minded. So they write me off to a shrink. But if anyone ever listened, it wouldn't take much to think that the only thing I need is someone that I can talk to. So the secret of how to heal is something we all can be brought to. So my mission is to start a community with the people, whether they're like-minded or not, or just need someone to speak to, someone they can call an equal, without everyone else in their life just looking down. Here is no room for arrogance. Ignorance can't come around. Here I look to start a family of open arms, where everyone can share and get through this life of harm, and my word is my bond. I would never judge. I'm only here to help and soak it up like a sponge, collecting new ideas and people that I can talk with. I got enough problems and it's time to come up with solutions. And I don't see nobody else really doing what I'm doing, so that's all the more reason that I need to get to it. So, yeah. With that being said, I am Blessed Mood. Welcome to the channel. The name of this poem that I just recited is Testament of My Depression. The whole reason why I want to, talk about this topic here is because, as you can probably tell, from what I'm saying, is that I have depression and anxiety, and it has not been easy, and it's not easy at all to deal with. And the reason why I have, this whole thing going on with me is because it's like I've been going through a lot lately, and the way I've been feeling, it just feels like an emptiness that's inside of me. You feel me? Like sometimes I feel like a lack of direction, maybe a lack of purpose, maybe just like I'm lost in this world, not really able to see why I'm here, see what I can really contribute to, the people, contribute to this world, contribute to my friends, my family, and and I just don't really feel like I have much to offer. But yet, it just makes me feel like, I'm not really here for a reason. But I know I am. That's the hard part about it. I know I'm here for a reason, but I can't really find myself as being worthy of my reason as to why I'm here. The reason why I think that I'm here is because I want to be able to talk to people like, that feels like me, to talk to people that, going through what I'm going through. So the way that depression makes me feel is, like I said, emptiness, a lack of purpose, and a lack of direction. It just makes me feel not just sad, but also just like constantly out of it, always not really finding fun to be fun anymore. The reason why I said in my poem that I can't really play games like 2K to find pleasure in them is because I used to play 2K all the time. I still do, actually, but it's not really something that I do to have fun anymore. It's just I try my best to take my mind off of things and stuff like that, but it's not always easy to do that. Depression is something that really has been in and out of my life for 3.5, maybe 4 years now. Way before I lost my mother, which was very recent to me. And it was just like, you know, it was just that lack of connection that I was feeling with the world, feeling with my own family. I'm gonna do a breakdown of my poem this upcoming Saturday, and I'm gonna explain why I said everything that I said in my poem and what it all means to me. So yeah, that's the way that depression makes me feel. Like I'm out of it sometimes. Like I can't really have fun doing things anymore. And on top of that, I get angry a lot. You feel me? I get angry not at, you know, just like not at anything big though. That's the bad part about it. I'm very irritable. And some of that stems from, you know, not just the things that's going on in my life right now, but the life that I've had overall. You know, I've touched on things in my my poem where I said I lost my, you know, my father, and Christine is my mother, by the way. But I said I've been feeling it all ever since I was 7, 15, and 23. I'll get more into that this upcoming Saturday, if God so wills. And sometimes I just feel like I don't really even want to be here. You know, like my father died, my mother died. Everybody in my life is just, you know, I feel very alone. Even when I'm in a group of people, I feel very alone. That empty, alone feeling. It's something looming over me. It's like in the back of my mind, I can always feel like, oh, I don't got nobody in my corner. You know, although I know I got God in my corner, it's not easy for me to just feel that lack of human support too. So I guess it's really hard for me to feel, you know, safe. I feel vulnerable more times than not. And even making this video was something that I had the idea to do this for a very long time, but I can never bring myself to talk about it. I guess if I talk about it and expose myself to the people, then maybe they'll feel some type of way, or they won't be able to relate, or there will be nobody really out there feeling how I feel, even though I know people feel this way. But I'm looking up on YouTube, seeing, you know, depression and stuff like that, and some people talking about it, not really that many. I'm like, well, I need to contribute to this because this is something I've been going through for the last 4 years of my life, and I don't really want to be alone anymore. So I'm taking the efforts and I'm making the steps to try to make sure I can change that alone feeling that I feel, where I can feel like I have people on my side. So I want to start a community. Mainly, I want to start a community that actually kind of like, you know, I could talk to people and people could talk to me. You know, so I just want to be able to have people feel comfortable with talking about something like this and being able to get over it, because it's not just something that just goes away overnight or even with time without being able to talk to people. I'm a very talkative person, but I'm very quiet at the same time. I'm quiet and talkative. Tell me how that works, right? I guess that's the part of the anxiety. I have social anxiety. It makes me feel like sometimes I'm not really relatable. I don't always want to talk to people, not that very approachable. But I always have the, you know, people's best interest in mind. So I'm never the type of person that really wants to, you know, anybody else to suffer the way I'm, you know, going through it. So the reason why I want to do this is to raise awareness. I want people to, you know, feel better than I'm feeling, whether that be now or later on down the line. So I got this concept of like what I want to talk about in regards to my depression. I wrote down some notes here if you see me looking down. I talked about how it feels, talk about why I have it. So my mother died. That's the reason why I'm going through my most current battle with it, you know what I mean? So I've been going through it for a while, like I said before, about 3 or 4 years. And then while I was going through it, I guess it was that lack of direction that I was feeling then. I was in college at the time, and I was feeling like, oh man, I'm in college doing, this for something that I didn't really want to go to school for. So I feel like I'm just lacking direction on my end, just going to do this, going to do that, but I'm not really feeling it. So I'm like, oh man, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with my life, So, before that, I didn't necessarily think about it that much, like what I'm gonna do in life. But I see people around getting their stuff together, and I'm like, am I ever going to get it together? That's a common feeling, but that's not something that I was used to feeling. So I was like, how am I really going to get things together when I can't even see the outcome? But things was coming together for me, but then things start falling apart. And when things start falling apart, that's when I started falling apart, because when I was the type of person that always liked to have a control over my life, be able to plan things out and be able to, execute those plans. But when things in my plans didn't come together, I felt like I was out of control kind of in my life. I didn't have any control over my life. And that's when I'm like, you know what? Since I have this lack of control in my life, what can I control? What can I do? And I just seen my life spiraling out of control. Not much I can do. So that's when it started to really weigh in on me, that I didn't have any control over the events that happened in my life around me, nor that happened to me. So that made me feel very lost, very powerless. And so I became depressed. And then, I just felt like if I'm going to have this powerless feeling, then why not turn to the one who is in power, which is God. My name is Blessed Mu, but my real name is Mubarak. My name Mubarak means blessed. And it means blessed in Arabic, and I am Muslim. So being a Muslim means to be one who submits their will to God. It is of my view that anybody can be a Muslim. To be a Muslim doesn't mean that you have to be Islamic. It just means that you submit your will to God. So I submitted my will to God, and I just so happened to, be an Islamic Muslim, one who knows that I am dependent upon my Creator. So if I know that, and I see that I have no power, it's a scary concept, but it's one that I'm willing to, allow to, like consume me. I'm not afraid of God taking control of my life. What bad can come from God taking control of my life? You feel me? Like, of anybody's life. If God is in control of your life, then you in good hands. You feel me? So with that being said, my most recent battle with depression is because my mother has died. And my mother has died very sooner than I had anticipated. I'm only 24 years old now. You feel me? She died when I was 23. My birthday was in February, so not that long ago. You feel me? So she just died less than, what is it, April now? She died like 3-4 months ago maybe. So this is very new to me, and I just felt like, oh man, I don't really got much else. Nobody in my corner. And in Islam, in Islam, the mother, after God comes first, second, and third. That's how much precedence a mother has in Islam. So that's something that I really reminded her of, something, because like she meant so much to me. She was like my cornerstone practically. Like she was first, second, and third to me. You feel me? So I did everything I could to help her while she was alive, So to have somebody that was that big of a presence in my life to just be taken away is very, very catastrophic, very, very debilitating. And it's left me in a very vulnerable position where I don't feel like I don't got nobody else, So that's kind of why I'm going through this right now. So what depression means to me is, depression to me is something I've been going through for years, but it's been minuscule in comparison to how I feel now, and that's the truth. I'm reading off of what I have here because I wanted to see what I felt when I was writing this. Like I said, I didn't have time to rehearse any of this. I just picked up the camera and just started going, you feel me? So even though I planned for this, it's not something to plan for, because it's not something to really, you can't force the feeling, you know. So it's something that I've been feeling and something that I wanted to raise awareness to. And I'm like, if I'm going to do that, I got to be comfortable with being able to, you know, write this down to get my feelings out there, and then just come straight to it and just start, you know, really talking about it. So I started feeling alone even when my mother was alive. That's true. The reason why I felt that way was because although she was my cornerstone, it was just her and my wife, of course, but nobody else. I have a whole family, but they kind of, I'm like, you will consider it to be the black sheep of the family. I'm sure they still love me and this, that, and the third, but we don't always agree on things. And when I go over there, I just feel alienated. I feel like, you know, kind of like I'm out of place, and it's not really my house, even though I used to live in that same little apartment scheme, you know, but now I don't feel like I belong there. So I felt out of place in my family, yeah, and I still do, yeah. I wasn't able to express my feelings that way, the way that I wanted to, because no one truly listened. It got better over the years. People started to listen more, but for a long time in my life, since I'm like I was young and I always had an opinion. I always wanted to be able to just like voice my opinion, and my mother gave me the opportunity and the voice that, you know, to be able to vocalize how I felt, and she cared about my feelings, and she, you know, but everybody seen the problem with me having so much of a opinion, and they just made it seem like I was just a kid who didn't know nothing, or a kid who who talked out of turn, you know. So imagine if you watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, and you know how Zuko got his face scorched because he talked out of turn, kind of, when in reality he was just giving his input. That's kind of how I feel, you know, scorned and scorched by my family. But it's been better lately. Ever since everything has happened, they've been kind of, you know, like more welcoming. So let's see how I fight through it. Turning to God, knowing that He has always been there, is what got me through it all. Being able to see the blessings in my life was a big factor. Although my life was, you know, tumultuous, because it was a lot of stuff going on in my life. I'll get to that in the next video to really break down my life. But being able to see my blessings, like literally my name is blessed, like so I can see that I am blessed, because, and that's why my name is I Am Blessed Moo, because I am blessed. Moo is who I am. So being able to see my blessings through all of the turmoil, through all of the pain, through all of the heartache, is what kept me afloat. Knowing that God is there, knowing that He's always been there for me and with me, is something, you know, in me is something that really kept me going, that keeps me going, you know. And that's the thing that's really sparking me to do this now, because who knows who's going to see this, who knows who needs to hear this, who knows who's out there that needs help just like I do. So I'm here to help, and I'm here to get helped, you feel me? So let's see what else I wrote. That, and seeing how God speaks to me through me by my poetry. That's something I want to touch on in my next video. I'll touch on it a little bit here. One day I was not a poet. The next day I was. Literally, I was not a poet, and then I was. I was like, oh man. Like God came to me one day. Like it was like, I'll get into it. But like through me, you feel me? And then ever since then, I was just like, oh, you a poet now? I'm like, oh yeah? So I just decided to write my first poem, and I put it on Instagram, and then ever since then, I just started kind of like exploring what I can and cannot do, you feel me? seeing what type of stuff. And when I write poetry, I only write what comes through like my mouth, from my heart, from my soul. I only speak like my truth. You feel me? The truth, which is like my truth. I try my best to just keep it as raw as possible. So if anything ever sound like a little rough around the edges or whatever, it's because I'm just really like just spitting it out there as much as I possibly can to its truest form, to what I feel at the moment. So seeing how God has given me insight about who I am, how he validates me. So even if the world hates me, I know God loves me. And even when I feel like I have no person to walk with, God walks beside me. Realizing that not only does he walk beside me, but guides me on my journey. After my mother's death, I decided to start YouTube. I started off my biggest, I started off by testing the waters, seeing how to do things, you know. But my biggest mission is to deliver the truth, my truth. And I will do that through he who resides inside of me. The soul in which I speak with and the way that I feel is all because of the inspiration of my Lord has stirred up inside of me. So I came here to awaken the people and help everyone get through what they're, you know, going through, whether big or small. And ultimately, I want to return everybody back to where they belong, which is in God's grace, guided by his everlasting hands. And that's something that I truly live by. That's something that I really feel like I am here to do. That's my purpose. And that's why I'm starting this, going out here, trying to do all this, you feel me? So it's really important to me that people can really find God inside of them, you feel me? So and the best way to do that is to really just kind of start a community of like-minded people, whether you're not, you know, going through what I'm going through or feeling how I'm feeling. One thing that is important is that you are alive, you are here, you have a purpose. So all those people who have a purpose, who are here and who are alive, I want to start a community with everybody. And something that I want to, you know, introduce to this community is like my idea of a pep rally. Now, it's not the same pep rally you get in high school and, you know, rah-rah and cheerleaders and this and the third, but we do cheer each other on, we do support each other, we do push each other forward, and, you know, try to just want the best for everybody here. But let's break it down. PEP stands for people experiencing people. I want you to come into this community just as regular people. You feel me? Whether you be broken, whether you be shattered, whether you be kind of lost and not sure where you are going in life, or like you don't have a purpose, come to this community. We're going to talk about this. You're going to experience that in which everybody, you know, all the love that everybody is trying to really give you, because everybody out here is, you know, just going through something. But not everybody wants your best interest. But me personally, Mubarak, Ramadan, Muhammad, me, I am blessed. Like, I want the best for you. So with that being said, I'm trying to have you come into my community, talk to the people, experience the love, you know, hear what people are going through, be able to give love to those who are going through similar things. So we're not just here to, you know, receive love. We're here to give love too. We're here to pass love on to the next person. So we're here to experience, you know, these things. So that's the E in PEP. And then the other people is what I want you become people of this community, and you have received this love, you have received all these gifts that we giving each other. You got to go back out there. You got to pass it on. You feel me? You got to keep on. You got to keep it up. You feel me? Well, you're not just coming here just trying to be fixed and then go back into the world and just flaunt your fixedness without helping anybody else. That's not the purpose. The purpose is to come into this group, come into this community, right? As people broken, experience the love, go back out into the world and help the other people. So it's like each one teach one, you feel me? So what I'm doing is I'm trying to come here and do my part by helping you, because I gained so much insight. All I do is think. When I was in college, I was studying philosophy. All I do is think, like all I do. And I'll be coming out with, you know, all these magnificent ideas about how I can help people in all these different poems and raps and songs and etc. And you'll hear it. As simple as that, you'll hear it. So let's see. Also, when it comes to the concept of the pep rally, I want to be able to talk about how, you know, we're going to not just have like a community, but me personally, and as well as you, I want you to always come through on my videos and comment down below all the time talking about your experiences. What I'm doing is a weekly check-in thing. So weekly check-ins will be on Wednesday. Every Wednesday, we're going to come back. We're going to reconvene. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to tell you about how my week is going, how my week with depression has gone. Make sure everybody's still here. I want everybody accounted for because I don't want to lose anybody on my watch. You feel me? I'm only here to help. I ain't here to lose people. I'm here to gain people and, you know, for people to gain me. You feel me? Like, I bring to the table and you bring to the table and we all eat together. You feel me? So that's what I'm trying to do. So every week on Wednesday, my goal is to be able to talk to the people, be able to tell them how my life is going, talk about life, you know. What I wrote down was a weekly check-in is like a mental health checkup on a weekly basis. Another week surviving depression is what I'm gonna call it. You feel me? That's gonna be the theme that I'm gonna be starting with this video. So far I've told you everything that I've told you. So if you know, want to tell me about anything, comment down below how you've been going, so you know how things been going so far for you. Anything you want to hear me talk about moving forward, anything that's kind of like on your mind, things you liked about this video, things you disliked about this video. So yeah, tell me about, you know, just recount the things you've experienced, the ways you felt, you know, because that's something very big to me. How you feel, I really care about how you feel. One thing I always ask people is how you feel. You feel me? Like tell me. Even when I ask, even when I sit there, like something I realize that I do is like I say, you feel me? Like I always care about how you feel. Do you feel what I'm saying? Not do you hear me? You can hear me, you can listen to what I'm saying, but do you feel me? You feel me? So, and also I'm gonna throw you out a poem. Not on. Matter of fact, here you go. I'm gonna do it like this actually. On Mondays, I'm gonna do my weekly check-in. Why not start the week that way? Mondays, my weekly check-in. We're gonna talk about life. We're gonna talk about stress. We're gonna talk about this, that, and the third. You feel me? If it's stressing you, let me know. If you happy, let me know. I mean, I wanna know. On Wednesday, I'm gonna give you a weekly poem. That's what I'm gonna do. Cause back in the day, I remember back on Instagram, I used to do like a poetry corner, and coincidentally, I'm in the corner by the window. This is the window right here, and this is the wall. So I'm just like kind of in the corner doing like, I'm just gonna keep true to that. And I used to do my poetry corner thing on a Wednesday. So I'm gonna keep true to that real quick. So I'm gonna give you a weekly poem. Probably every now and then I might throw you a song. Who knows? I might sing you something. Who knows? And then on Saturdays, I'm gonna analyze that poem, or that song, or that rap, because all my stuff has meanings to it. You know, double meanings, triple meanings, double entendres, etc. I got layers to my stuff. You kind of like, you feel me? So I'm gonna break it down, and then I'm also gonna bring you some positivity, because something I like to talk about is positivity. That's something that I'm very all about, and the main mission of my page is, you know, personal experience, poetry, and positivity. You feel me? Because these things really are my life, kind of. I'm a person who goes through things, so I'm gonna tell you about my personal experience. I'm a poet, so I'm gonna give you poems, and then I'm trying to be a positive person because I got so much negative going on, so I try to maintain positivity. So that's what I'm gonna bring you, you feel me? I'm gonna also try to, you know, motivate the people to do whatever they want to do in life, you feel me? And let this be like my starting point where I want to start inspiring people to become what I'm trying to, you know, since I'm trying to become what I'm trying to become, I want you to be able to become what you want to become. You know, whatever that looks like for you. All I want is for us to all be, you know, prospering together. And then also, I'm going to talk about God. I'm going to talk about God a lot because that's the only way I'm here. That's the only way I'm here. So, with that being said, if you got this far in the video, just comment down below about the things you're going through. Let me know how you feeling. You feel me? Let me know about what's on your mind. Tell me what type of stuff you want to hear coming up. Tell me, you know, if you even got poetry ideas, like give me a topic I'll even you know, write something around that. You feel me? So let me know. And thank you for watching. If you made it this far, and even if you haven't made it this far, thank you for watching, regardless however far you made it, because it all helps me out. You feel me? I'm just trying to make sure I can help y'all out. So I appreciate all of y'all. And for those who don't know me yet, and for those who do, without further ado, I am Bless Mo. Thanks.